So late Thursday afternoon, I had a call from Steve saying that he's got a trailer that we can come and pick up for transporting vehicles. And I also decided to just bring along the scrap we had laying around the yard as well. So we also got a little bit of a mystery box that was empty, but hopefully we can use it for something. And now we can start sorting out our yard once and for all. Hello everybody and welcome back to My Garage Revivals. Right, so it is Friday morning at the crack of dawn almost, and we've got quite a lot of work to do today. So we've got to see if we can get our Mercedes Wagon over here put back together. So I have gone and ordered all the parts we need, and I've decided to assemble the cross member and the parts thereof already. So this is pretty much good to go back into the car. So I have got the battery taken out already, so it's just a matter of putting this in place and welding it to the car, and then we can start bolting all the other parts together. So we also have got some carpet there on top, and we've got a new steering column as well, so that is also going in the car, and there's the new suspension parts for the rear and some of the parts we need on this side as well. So that is stuff that's going to be going into the car as well today. And then, as you may notice, we've got some new furniture pieces, if I can call it that. We've got a table over here where we've got our windows and winders also displayed on, as well as a new cluster for the dashboard, so that is also going in the car. And we've got an engine stand here where the engine is on now. So this is just going to be easier for us to work on engines for the future now. And then, yeah, as you may have noticed, we've got a car trailer as well, so we need to work on this as well. So it needs pretty much new tires, but I just decided that we are going to put these 4 wheels on the trailer. That'll make it a little bit more reliable, hopefully, so that we can actually use it. We are missing a hub over here, but I did go and order that, so we've got that on the inside over here. So we'll get to that also in this episode. You will also be pleased to know that I did find the 4th hubcap. So Steve actually managed to find this for us. So now we've got a full set of those that is also going to be helping our car look a little bit better at the end of the day. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of work to do. So I think what I'm going to start with is pretty much the front suspension. So we're going to grab our welding machine over here, and we're going to see if we can weld that place, well, that thing into place, or the cross member into place. So here we go. This should be quite straightforward. So we're going to grab our welding machine over here, and we're just going to weld that up, and we're going to weld that up. So yeah, luckily I did take the battery out beforehand, so there's not a problem with that. Alright, so let's grab these coil springs and get them back into place, and see if we can get this front end sorted out. Now there are some bolts we need to tighten down quickly, like the ones on the brake lines, as well as these on the front shock absorbers, so we'll get those bolted down. Alright, so that should be the front end sorted out in terms of suspension work. So our wheels can go back on, and let's zip these down. Alright, so that is front suspension done. So let's just put this on the table for a second, because I would like to get the hubcaps on as well, because that way we're going to know everything is sorted out over here. And just like that. Alright, so let's move over to the rear suspension here. So we've got a brand new handbrake cable that needs to go on. So we're going to get that into place, and then hopefully we can get this bolted down without any major issues. It's a bit of a struggle, but there they are. Alright, let's not kick our exhaust system around over here. Alright, so let's come and get this last bolt tightened down on the handbrake cable. There we go. Alright, and then I'm going to pop this in. This is our half axle we need to replace. So that is bolted down. Alright, and that is perfect. Right, so up next I'm going to be installing these arms. So we've got 4 of these per side, so that is something we're going to have to do probably one at a time. Make sure we've got all these bolts zipped down as well. Alright, so this one goes over here. Alright, and we've got one for this side. Over there and there. And then this one goes at the top over here. And just like that. So I have ordered some new brake calipers all round. New brake pads as well, because I decided to just go with new stuff all round. And we've got our brand new hubs and brake rotors or brake discs as well. So that is pretty much going to sort out the brakes on this car once and for all. And we need to make sure all these bolts are tied down. There we go. That is looking very decent. Alright, so perfect. I think we are done with this corner. So let's get our wheel put back on. Just like that. And then let's come over to the other side. So here we've got pretty much the same situation with the control arms. So those are also going to be put into place and bolted down one at a time. Right, and this one. I'll get this one in place. Alright, and we'll grab the last one. It's going over there. If we can just get it to go into place over here. Like that. And there's a bolt behind here we need to zip down. And there we go. Perfect. Alright, and once again, let's install our brand new caliper and brake pads. And that is pretty much everything done suspension wise. Alright, great stuff. So now I would like to see if we can get our carpet installed in the back over here. So we've got basically these 2 side carpets that goes on either side of the car. This one just pops in the middle, and then this one will go on this side. And those need to be bolted down as well. We put the wrench over on the table. Right, let's zip this down. Like that. And this one. Alright, that is looking much better. So now we just need to figure out the last few things in the engine bay as well as the interior. So let's get this car lowered down. But before I forget, let's quickly pop on the rear hubcaps here. And just like that. Okay, and let's be sure not to kick our exhaust around too much. Just like that. Okay, so let's get these lift arms out of the way. Because we need to make space for our trailer here a little bit later. Because we need to get that sorted out. Ah, looks like somebody is giving us a phone call now. Let me just see who this is. Alright, so that was Cyclone on the phone. He said that we can come and pick up his Chevy Camino we need to work on a little bit later on. So we are going to definitely need our trailer today. So I'm going to have to get that thing sorted out. But yeah, I think we should be good to just finish up with our Mercedes over here. So I did push it forward a little bit so that we can get to work on the interior over here. So we're going to start by stripping off this panel under the dashboard. Just like that. I'll just set it down over there. And then we're going to try and get to these bolts over here, which is holding our carpet, or our steering column down. But the carpet is a little bit in the way over here. So we're going to have to get a little bit creative over here. But yeah, there we go. That is working very well. So this is going to be sent over with the rest of the parts to Hugo with the car that we've got over here. So this donor vehicle is going to be probably shipped to Hugo over the course of the weekend sometime. And also, yes, I forgot to mention we've got this box with our trailer as well. So I've put some sandbags in there. So that is just keeping it together for us. But we've got too many bags of sand over there, so not all of them are going to fit. But yeah, let's quickly get this steering column installed as well. Alright, and let's get our dashboard cover back in place over here. Let's come and zip these bolts down again. And there we go, that is sorted out. Right, so now we are going to take off door panels because we need to install windows and regulators. Alright, so that is looking pretty decent. We do have this window installed, but I think we've got a new one as well because they came as a set. So we're going to just be replacing it with a new one. So this will be pretty much scrapped as well. Alright, so moving along, as I said, we've got all the windows we need for the car. So we're going to install the new rear left window because that one was a little bit worn. So there we go, that one is in place. And then we've got a brand new rear left window and winder, which is this one. So let's get this one installed. Just like that. And everything is tightened up, and then you can put this back in place. Obviously we don't have a battery in the car, so yeah, that's not going to work. Alright, so let's just continue with the rest, and then we'll get our battery installed, and then we'll just test everything. Alright, so let's grab the front left over here. That goes in there. And there's still a little bit of dust over here. So we need to give this car a proper clean. Maybe even send it through the drive-through before we actually sell it on to the next owner. But yes, we've got pretty much windows installed on our driver's side. So let's grab this one for the front. Then we'll come over here and take off this door card. I think this one has got a, yeah, it's got a window winder in. But we've got a brand new one. We are going to be replacing it. So let's just pop that off. Alright, and put this one in. And bolt that down. And make sure that is nice and tight. Alright, and then onto the last one over here. We've got a small window and pretty much the door window for this side, and then we are pretty much done. Alright, and this is the last window, and that is in place. Let's just put our door card back, and I think that will pretty much sort out all of the windows. So this will also go with the Mercedes we're going to send to Hugo. So we'll just pop that in there as well. Alright, so last but not least, I would like to install the gauge cluster over here. We've got a brand new one. So this is going to replace the one we currently have in from our donor vehicle. So we'll just pop that out. There we go, and then pop the new one in. Just like that. Right, perfect stuff. So now this is also once again scrap. It'll go with the donor vehicle. So we can actually just pop it into there for Hugo. And then, yeah, I think that is pretty much all the work we're going to be doing to the actual Mercedes wagon for today. So I think we've got enough space here now to get our trailer for some new wheels and tires over here. So this should work somehow. We're going to see if we're going to be able to get it done. But before we do that, I think let's tackle this engine first. There's not a lot of things we need to do over here. So we did replace this cooling fan quite a while ago, so that is pretty much still new. But we do need to take off this pulley, so let's get our alternator belt taken off. That's also still new. We replaced that. Alright, so let's grab this and just put it down. I think stuff we're going to replace, we're going to put down on the ground over there. Alright, so I did want to check underneath this valve cover if there's any problems. So let's get this removed as well. Alright, so this is definitely looking a little bit rusty, so we'll replace this. Maybe even with one that we can paint in the same color as the car. Alright, but I don't see any trouble down here. This looks pretty decent still. We've got a good timing chain. So I think what we're going to do is let's open up the oil pan over here and see if we can figure out if there's any troubles with the internals of this engine. Right, so this can just go on the table over here for now. Alright, so let's have a look here. Let's just switch on our headlamp. Alright, so that piston looks good. That one looks good. All of them, yeah, they look pretty decent. Flywheel and clutch plate looks decent. Pressure plate looks good. Starter looks good. Let's just have a look at this fuel pump though. I want to see if this is something we need to replace maybe. Yeah, it definitely needs to be serviced. But I do want to have a look at these fuel hoses. I think there might be some problems because this car was having a little bit of an issue with power delivery. So there is definitely some engine loss or power loss in the engine. So I think this might be contributing to that. We've got very worn fuel hoses on this. So we might actually just replace this altogether. Get a new fuel pump as well as new fuel hoses. So that's something we'll just order up brand new. Alright, so another thing I noticed, this fuel filter, it looks kind of tired as well. So that is also contributing towards power loss in the engine. So we'll definitely replace that. And then I also saw that we need to probably check up on our glow plugs because the car was struggling a little bit to start. So we're going to do that shortly, but I do want to check this air filter quick. Yeah, that is looking pretty bad. So new air cleaner it is. So it's pretty much just a service. This is mostly stuff we could have done with the engine in the car, but I think it's just a little bit better to have it, you know, taken apart like this. Alright, so I'm not too sure if we are gonna... No, we're gonna need our socket wrench for this. Alright, so I've loosened all of these injectors. So let's just check them all quickly. Yeah, that is looking decent. Yeah, we can actually manage them from here. Yeah, all of these, they seem to have been replaced fairly recently. Alright, so that is some good news. Less money we need to spend on this engine. Alright, let's get our fifth one out. That is also still decent. And the last one, yeah, they were all replaced. So I think that is actually very good news. So let's maybe do this quickly. I want to remove this relay so we can have a closer look at that as well. Alright, so that needs to be replaced. It's looking a little bit sad. So we'll get a new one of those as well. And then I think, yeah, once again, we're going to need our spark plug wrench because I do want to remove these glow plugs. So let's just loosen all of these. And let's check them out. So, not too sure how well these are. So, yeah, as I suspected, these are definitely worn. So we're going to have to replace these. This one doesn't look too bad, but we'll probably have to get a whole set of these anyway. Yeah, that one is looking tired as well. Yeah, another one that seems to be serviceable. Yeah, this one is actually quite new. So maybe we only have to buy a couple of these. We'll see. And that one is also still quite new. So those were replaced recently, along with the injectors. And can we get this last one out? And that is also, yeah, I think something we need to replace. So we'll get 4 of these, and those can go back into the engine. So I think that is going to be good enough. So let's just do a little bit of an inspection here. Still, we've got good headers, good intake. So everything still seems decent. Our tensioner looks good. Water pump looks good. The alternator is brand new. And I think our power steering pump also seems decent. So not going to bother with that. So yeah, that is pretty much everything we need to do to this engine. So yeah, we are going to be ordering some parts for this. I might actually have to replace the oil pan as well. That is also looking a little bit tired. So that is something we can do. Yeah, in terms of our air filter, it still seems decent. So we're just going to pop that on for now so that we don't get unnecessary dust in there. But yeah, I think that is pretty much all the work we need to do to our Mercedes wagon for today. So I think next up we're going to start looking at this trailer. We are also missing some fenders on this thing and a new hub that I'm going to be installing because we did get one of those. Alright, so let me pull this to the lift and see if we can sort out the wheels quickly on this thing. Alright, and there we go. Let's just get that into place. This thing is quite long. It's not the easiest to handle, this tall trailer, but we should get it done. There we go, and I think that should work. We might need to move it over a little bit, a tiny bit, so let's push it back. Come a little bit closer. Maybe like that. Alright, let's see what happens if we lift it up. Yeah, we should be able to work like that. Great stuff. So let me just put this back in there. Get our wrench. So we're going to be installing a hub that we have over here. Alright, let's just put this on over there. And I think we might not get that wheel on because that lift arm is a little bit in the way. So let's maybe go down a little bit. And then just push it back slightly. Like that. Alright. And there we go. I think that should work. Alright, let's grab our first wheel for our new hub. Alright, that is looking good. Alright, let's get this crusty old wheel off. Yeah, that has definitely seen better days. So we'll just put these over here and then we'll get these installed. Alright, so it's a little bit sad that this one wheel is an odd wheel, but that is fine. It'll still do the job and it's basically on a trailer, so I'm not going to be too phased about that. Alright, and let's go down. And now we need to turn this thing around. So let's maybe go over here to the patch of gravel we've got over here. And get it turned around. And there we go. Alright, so I think that should work. Let's get this thing lifted up on this side. Alright, very good. And then let's grab our wrench once again. Okay, and we've got another crusty wheel over here. Just put it over there for now. And then we'll grab this one. And put that on. Alright, and let's do this one. That's also a very rusty wheel. Okay, and there we go. We've got pretty much those wheels to work with, as well as those if we need to ever get a vehicle without wheels. Alright, and that should be our trailer sorted and ready to be used. So I think what we're going to do now is get it hooked up to our pickup truck, and then we're going to make our way over to Cyclone. His house is in town over here, so we're just going to make our way over there and pick up this Chevy Camino and see what that is all about and how much work that is going to need. We might have to pull the truck forward because it's parked against the parking sign over there for now. Alright, so we'll just move it a bit forward. And then we can be on our way over here. Alright, and let's grab our trailer again. Alright, perfect. So we are all hooked up. So I just want to close up the door over here and switch the lights off. And there we go. And then, yeah, I think we are pretty much ready to hit the road. So, yeah, let's get going. Alright, so here we are. We've got pretty much a very beat up Chevy El Camino here by the looks of it. So this is in fact Cyclone's Chevy El Camino that he had a bit of an accident with. So apparently it still runs and drives, so we are good to get this thing loaded up onto the trailer. So yeah, we are going to see if we can get our trailer lifted up and get it loaded up, and hopefully we can make our way over to our shop safely with this. Alright, so but yeah, for now let's see if this thing is going to be able to get back onto our trailer. Doesn't look like there's any handbrake cable on this thing. So yeah, it still fires up, no problem. Alright, let's just get our positioning right over here. Alright, so we are on our way back to the shop now. It took me quite a while to get this El Camino on the trailer. It's very difficult without having a handbrake. So we're going to make our way over to our shop and see if we can start working on this thing. So here we go. Alright, and we are back at the shop safely with Cyclone's Chevy El Camino. So we're gonna pretty much just have a little bit of a look around this thing, because we are nearing the end of the episode, but I do want to have a little bit of a look at it. There's quite a couple of things we need to do to this truck by the looks of it. So I think the first thing would be to see if we can get this broken door removed. It's got quite a lot of body damage on the side over here. And yeah, this is quite hectic. Alright, so it doesn't look like these bolts want to move. Oh, there we go. Alright, so we've got those out. Alright, so that is quite trashed actually. Alright, so yeah, I've got no idea where to begin really. This thing is it's quite mangled. Right, let's take the seat out. And then this hood, I don't know if there's any damage to the hood. It's gonna be, yeah, a lot of inspection going on over here. But I'm sure we'll be able to straighten it out eventually. Alright. Let's just get our parts lined up over here. Alright, I think that is pretty much as far as we can go with in terms of bolting parts off. This is also coming off now. I just noticed there is a dent on that corner there, so that is something we're going to have to remove as well. Right, so let's just set that down over there. Alright, so this is a quarter panel we need to cut off. We're going to have to cut off the roof. The firewall has been bent in all the way. This front left panel has been bent in. Suspension wise, it doesn't look too bad down here at least. So there's not a lot of mechanical problems by the looks of it. Let's just see over at the back here. We've got, yeah, no damage to the running gear. So that is quite good actually. So I think we should be able to take this dashboard out if we can get our screwdriver. Here we go. Alright, so let's do that. And over on the other side. Alright, so that comes out no problem. So yeah, this is going to be quite a chore trying to find parts for this thing. Unless if we were to find a donor vehicle or maybe a vehicle with the parts we need. So I think at the end of the day, this is going to be quite a bit of a project. So I did tell Cyclone I'll do a quotation for him on repairs. So yeah, that's quite a lot of work. But I think that is going to be a wrap for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate every view, every like. And also remember, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I will appreciate it very much. But yeah, until the next time, cheerio.